Do you have a baby in the breech or the posterior position? Have you birthed a baby in one of those positions? Have you been told that breech babies need to be born via C-section only? Or perhaps you have an interest in birthing and know that breech and posterior are just variations of normal. I'm Melissa Spilstead from Hypnobirthing Australia, and in this video we're going to talk about ways to encourage your little one to turn. And also we'll talk about vaginal breech birth. You're going to hear from hypnobirthing mothers who have successfully encouraged their babies to turn into that optimal position for birthing. And also another hypnobirthing mother who did her research, consulted with her caregivers, and then made the conscious decision to birth her breech baby vaginally. Little was she to know, though, that her baby would come so easily that they wouldn't even have time to get to the hospital. So it's quite an amazing story. Be sure to watch this video to the end. Now, if your baby is in the breech or posterior position, firstly, I recommend that you download our breech turn track or contact your closest Hypnobirthing Australia or Hypnobubs practitioner. Hypnobirthing, hypnosis, it can be such a powerful tool, and it can assist you to completely relax and let go of any underlying concerns or fears leading up to your birth. So the breech turn track is available through the Hypnobirthing Australia website, hypnobirthingaustralia.com.au. Go to our shop and there's products there. Look for breech turn. Now, I recently received an email from Hypnobirthing Australia mum, Heidi, whose baby had turned into the breech position at 34 weeks, would you believe? He'd been in the perfect position up to then, but then he just decided to do the little flip. She had actually been battling the flu, and she told me that she thought she'd coughed her baby into that position. So anyway, the midwife basically gave her a week to get her baby back into the head down position. Otherwise, they wanted to try to manually turn him. Heidi wasn't too keen on that. So she sent me this email. I did the track that night and found I really needed to do the fear release part of the track. There were a few things that had been worrying me, and I was able to let go of them a little bit that night. I also listened to Melissa's words of baby gently turning and uterus relaxing. The next day, I went to my acupuncture appointment and got started with burning the moxa sticks on my toes. That night, I did the breech turn track again. This time I was able to let go of my fears even more and really listen to the breech turning part. I fell straight to sleep. Throughout the night, my little baby was very active. I felt him moving his way across my belly. In the morning, I could see that my belly shape looked different, and I could feel his head resting again in my pelvis. Sure enough, at my next antenatal appointment, my little boy was in the correct position again. Yay! And by the way, I just received a message from Heidi this week telling me that little Felix was born and that it was, in her words, the most awesome birth ever. So as you can see, Heidi used hypnosis in combination with acupuncture and moxa. And I also recommend that mothers consider using visualization, chiropractic care, such as the Webster chiropractic technique, and positioning, such as leaning forward and the hands-knee position, polar bear position, where you're making as much room in the pelvis as possible so you're encouraging baby to turn. Remember too that most babies do actually turn into what is considered to be the optimal position for birthing before the birth. Vaginal breech delivery is becoming more available as a choice for mothers. However, you really need to do your homework to find someone who will support you. The number of doctors and midwives who have practical training and skills in vaginal breech delivery has dropped significantly in recent decades. With the increase in caesarean delivery for breech, you really do need to do your research. Your instincts are sure to guide you in making the right decision for yourself and your baby. Now let's hear from Hypnobirthing Mother Kate, who made the decision to birth her breech baby vaginally. And she had quite a surprise coming up.
I had a breech birth. I knew prior that I was going to have a breech birth, but I worked out first that that he was in a good position for birthing naturally, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to go through that same process and do the hypnobirthing again. It didn't matter that he was going to be in breech. I had a lot of pressure to have a Caesar and do all these other things, but I stuck with my guns, and I had a lot of people supporting me, and that made it easier to go through with this. And all intentions were to go to the hospital. It was going to be a bit of a circus, so they had a lot of people wanting to watch, and it was going to be a bit of a teaching exercise because hospitals don't really have that experience of birthing a breech baby. But I didn't get that far because I was so relaxed, and I had all these affirmations going on. I had playing all these relaxation tapes. So I was in such a good state that my waters broke. I didn't realise it. Went back to sleep. Oops. And then, and the next thing I know, I've got these surges coming on, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm in labour. And I got a very intense surge come on. Went to the bathroom and the toilet, and thinking that I needed to push, and out pops a leg, and I realised he's here, he's coming right now. And I went into the shower because that was most comfortable for me and where I'd birthed my first child. And when I was in there, we got emergency on the line, and they said that you couldn't birth there, and I suppose that's a good that they suggested that, because you didn't want to, falling on the floor, on the tiles. So onto the bed I went, but it was great because they still wanted me on all fours, and I birthed my baby, and with no difficulties at all. My husband there to catch him, and he's a very calm, beautiful baby, and it was an amazing experience. So I had two amazing experiences thanks to hypnobirthing, putting me in this relaxed state and realizing that I just needed to trust my body, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you.
It is quite an amazing story, isn't it? So in regards to your own journey, if your baby is currently in the breech position, remember, babies most often turn, and sometimes even at birth. Number one, stay positive. Worrying is counterproductive. Number two, download our breech turn track or contact your closest Hypnobirthing Australia or Hypnobubs practitioner. Number three, consider using other holistic methods and positioning. And number four, use your brain technique to make the right decisions for you and your baby in regards to any interventions that are offered. B, what are the benefits? R, what are the risks? A, what are the alternatives? I, what does your instinct tell you? And N, what if you do nothing? And finally, number five, whatever the outcome, I am of the personal belief that babies always know the safest route out. If you have done everything in your power to encourage your little one to move into the optimal position for birthing, and they choose to remain in the breech or posterior position, perhaps there is a good reason for this. So I'm Melissa Spilstead. If you watch this video anywhere other than our website at hypnobirthingaustralia.com.au, then please head on over. We have online resources, parent classes, private classes, our Hypnobubs online course, and practitioner training available. And if you haven't already, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page so you can keep up to date and inspired for positive birthing. And if you scroll down, I would love to hear your comments and a little click on that like button. Do you have a baby in the breech position? Or have you birthed a baby in this position? Have you got any tips? Have you used hypnosis or other techniques for pregnancy and birth? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please keep in touch, and together let's keep spreading the word of positive birthing. Bye for now.